And your 49ers, man, they were supposed to race to the top, but they're kind of stuck in the middle.
Yeah, man, this is it's not going great. Especially just the offense looks stagnant. When you look at the stats for the running game, it looks good on paper, but it's not inspiring when you're watching it in person. So I think this new offensive coordinator probably I don't know, like same with the defense, to be honest, too. They needed to get one stop on a fourth down at some point in the fourth quarter, and we wouldn't be having this sad boy discussion. I just there's just a lot of things that went wrong. Obviously, Bosa like leaving the game in the fourth quarter, that kind of spurred on the comeback for Seattle. Don't like that. I don't like the special teams just overall this entire year. Jordan Mason ended up having to go field punts. He muffed one. He was able to tap it out of bounds. So that wasn't, completely detrimental or anything.
Yeah.
But I mean, I pulled up the special teams issues this season specifically. Week 2, there was a punt blocked at Minnesota. Week 4 versus New England, a fumbled kickoff. Jake Moody got injured the next week in Arizona versus Arizona, week 5. The following week, they allowed a kickoff return TD that was at Seattle. They missed a point after touchdown in week 7 against Kansas City. Last week, 3 missed field goals and a muff punt. So just not a lot of attention to detail. They're one of the most penalized teams this year. And honestly, I think the biggest thing more than anything else is the yards after catch. This is a team, the playmakers have prided themselves on being the yak boys, and last year, number 1 in the league. This year, 32nd best in the league.
Yeah.
I mean, they went from first to worst in terms of yards after catch. And if they're not getting anything after the catch, that's why a lot of these drives are stalling out. These are guys that are supposed to be able to make plays with the ball in their hand, get that, make guys miss, and they're just not doing it this year for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know Debo's fighting his way through injuries a little bit. Obviously, Ayuk is out for the season. Juwan Jennings wasn't ever really a yak guy. He was they call him third and Juwan because he's the guy that goes on a 3rd and 7. He goes out 9 yards and then comes back and catches the ball for a 3rd down exactly at the sticks, So getting Christian McCaffrey back, hopefully this kind of starts to improve it a little bit. He was fine. He wasn't, the Christian McCaffrey that we had gotten used to by any means. Now I'll tell you what, I know exactly where that panic button is. I do have it out. I'm not pressing it yet, but I'm eyeing it and it's eyeing me. And they basically, going forward, I think you have one more loss. Really, realistically, you can probably blow one more game for the rest of this year. It's just there's so little room for error going forward. And the next 2 games you got coming up, you're in Green Bay and you're in Buffalo. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's rough. Right now, the Niners are dead last in the NFC West, but they're at 5-5. So they're only 1 game back of Arizona. Of course, the tiebreakers are going to be a problem now because you're 1-3 in the division, I believe. So yeah, this is just, it's starting, I made the joke a couple weeks ago. I don't know, maybe it's actually starting to not look like our year, but I'm actually a little bit concerned now because as it stands, looking at the wild card, I just pulled this up. So your division leaders are the Lions, Eagles, Cardinals, and Falcons. Okay. Your wild card, the Vikings are 8-2. They're only a game back of the Lions. So one of those 2 teams are going to make it. And the Packers are 7-3.
Right.
So there's your and the Commanders, they're 7-4. So they're I think they're on a bye this week, right? So this is whatever. The point is, I don't think the wild card is a feasible path
Right.
to make
No,
the playoffs. Now you have to win the division. You're a game back, but you're also 1-3 in the division. So everybody, the Cardinals are 2-0, so they still got four
it's
more
crowded.
games.
It's very crowded
It is
for the 49ers.
There's a little bit, yeah. You need a little bit more elbow room here, and I don't see where the elbow room comes from because it's tight.
I think if
I don't know,
if
man.
the 49ers don't make the playoffs, there's I could see some really big trades. You're gonna have to pay. I'm assuming they're gonna pay Brock Purdy.
Yeah,
Um,
it officially becomes time to start the Purdy contract discussion.
right. So
after this season, so
you're paying. I would say they're probably keeping Purdy because he's shown that he can. I think Kyle believes he can run his ideal 49er offense. Christian McCaffrey is staying. He's a superstar. You're keeping him. Ayuk, he got hurt. So I don't know what the trade market would be for him coming off of an injury like that. I think you could probably trade Debo because you could get something of value back. You hope Pearsall
yeah,
grows.
yeah, exactly.
What can Debo get you?
Yeah, Debo might be a cap casualty if they don't trade him,
correct. Correct.
So
And then defensively, Vince, I think Bosa's kind of, he's really good when he's perfect.
yeah,
But the second the Ferrari gets a scratch, like
Mhm.
it disappears. It's in the garage.
yeah,
And
he might be missing next week or the week after too.
It just seems like when he's not 100%, he doesn't, it's not just not showing up in the sack stat sheet. It's the pressures. It's like, you don't even say his name. It's not even like the guy is causing a problem, which is forcing other things to happen. Like, they're not making plays defensively. And I feel like obviously he's an amazing player, but would he be a cap casualty defensively? What would he get you? So you're talking about two players that you could shed a lot of salary and you're trading them for draft picks and some other younger players.
Yeah, I think both of those players can net you a second rounder at the very least, and probably a lot more. Maybe it's like a first and a fourth or something like that as well. I mean, I don't know.
I would think so. I mean, I'm just saying that it gives you wiggle room to get draft capital, maybe move up in the draft, because the 49ers, if they don't make the playoffs, they're in that 12 to 15, something like in there.
Yeah.
If you have the capital, could you move up into the top 10? Now you're replacing. It's very hard to replace superstars that are already established players, but look at the Eagles, man. They're constantly moving up and just drafting bulldog defensive players.
Yeah.
But it's playing that capital for the draft board because if you're paying the quarterback, somebody has to go. So if the 49ers don't make the playoffs, I see this thing getting broken up to a degree.
Yeah, Kittle's another one that his contract is supposed to be coming up soon too. So I don't know, but he didn't play yesterday either. So there was basically zero production out of anybody not named Jawan Jennings and Christian McCaffrey to a degree. But yeah, this is just it's a little disappointing. But like I said, there's basically no room for error now going forward. You can probably lose one more game, and it can't be to a division rival either. So it has to be like, if you're gonna lose a game, maybe the Bills. So looking at the rest of the schedule though, at Packers, at Bills, then you come home and play the Bears and the Rams, and you're going to the Dolphins. You come home, the Lions are coming here, and then your last game of the year is at the Cardinals. Okay, so I'll tell you what, as the teams,
the dogs don't like it.
Right, yeah, the dogs don't like it, man. So the Niners are 5-5 right now. 9-8 is not going to get the job done. You're not making the playoffs at 9-8. That's just not going to happen. So if they lose 3 games, if they lose at the Packers, at the Bills, and then at home versus the Lions, the Niners aren't making the playoffs. You might be able to sneak in at 10-7, but I mean, honestly, like sitting at 5-5 right now, 11-6 is what you need to aim for. You can drop one more game. So, like I said, panic button is within sight, but I'm not hitting it yet. But God damn it, I'm like cleaning off the area around it because I want to make sure that I have easy access to get to that button because I'm a little nervous.